Ephesians 6. Our readings are Ecclesiastes 1 through 3, Psalm 45, and Ephesians chapter 2. We're going to make our way to Ephesians, but first just a few words on Ecclesiastes. We finished yesterday going through the Proverbs. Again, that's one of those ones that if you want to interject Proverbs into your daily life regularly, great thing to do. Ecclesiastes is an interesting bird. It's one where the wisest guy, Solomon, writes about, well, he had it all, and he's going to try it all. And what he's going to find is he should have been discontent. He didn't need to go searching and trying all these things that are out there. The contentment was found in God. And the rest is emptiness. And it's a lesson well heeded in our time and culture as we chase after more. And you can put ... there. Whatever more might be. Thinking, if I have, if I get, when I do, when I have, when I get, then I will. No. It won't satisfy. Only Jesus satisfies. Only the Lord takes that place in our life to bring contentment and to bring peace. And so, very interesting book, Ecclesiastes. Read it. And we'll touch on it here in one of the coming days, but I want to go back to Ephesians because Ephesians chapter 2 is another one of those chapters where you go, whoa, so good. Paul writes about the reason for our faith. Here we go. And you are dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked. So just right there, we learned something. What have we learned? Before Christ, you were dead in your trespasses and sins. Willful and unintentional sins. Every kind. You were dead. You're not just a bad person. You're not just not making it. You're essentially dead in sin. Dead man, dead woman, walking. Why? Because you're eternally separated from God. But notice, in which you once walked. It walked in these sins. There is an implication of what's to come, that the change that's going to happen in Christ is going to mean the trespasses and sins, you're not dead in them anymore. You're not bound to them or by them. And you're not walking in them anymore, right? You used to. Because you followed the course of this world, following the prince of the power of air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all lived in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and the mind, and were by nature children of wrath like the rest of mankind. That's the status of most, right? And it's a mess. And it's very clear if you look at the world today and our culture, you could see, they're following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now working in the sons of disobedience. Like, maybe not phrase it that way, but the passions of our flesh, desires of the body and the mind, children of wrath. We want to do what they want to do. We want to live how we want to live. Our mind and then our flesh rule. Verse 4. But God. Being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which he loved us. Even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved. He raised us up with him and seated us with him in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus, so that in the coming age he might show the immeasurable riches of his grace and kindness toward us in Christ Jesus. For by grace you have been saved through faith. This is not your own doing, it is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. This is the Christian life. We were going one way, and now we're going a new way. Why? Because we were dead in sin, but God is rich in mercy and his love for us. And so he, by grace, saves us out of that kind of life and out of the dead end that sin brings, the death. us alive together. And it's grace that we're saved through our faith in Jesus. We didn't do it on our own. It's the gift of God. We didn't work for it. We didn't earn it. And then on top of that, verse 10, we are his workmanship, or his works of art, created in Christ Jesus for good works. God's got plans that he's already created long ago for us to walk in. It's a pretty amazing thing. I'm so thankful for his grace this morning. Till next time, keep walking little by little.